Good morning, everyone. Today we will discuss about the next phylum, that is Chordata. What are the characteristics of the Chordata? These are the characteristics of the Chordata. The Chordata, they are having the notochord. The second, they have the dorsal hollow nerve cord. Then all the members of the chordates, they are having post-anal tail. The post-anal tail, in some of the cases, it is not well developed in the adult one. And this one is the paired pharyngeal gill slits. So these four features are very, very important for all the members of the chordates, because on these four special characteristics, the chordata has been separated from the non-chordates. The chordata have the first one, that is all the chordates, they are having the notochord. The notochord is very, very important. In lower chordates, you can say, like in the case of Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Echinodermids, they don't have the notochord, but in this phylum, in phylum Chordata, notochord is found. What is notochord? The notochord is a rod-shaped structure present in the body of all the chordates. I will explain later on. In the vertebrates, this notochord is converted, is replaced by the vertebral column. But the notochord is the rod-shaped structure, and notochord is the important feature of all the chordates. Second, all the chordates, they are having the dorsal hollow nerve cord. The dorsal hollow nerve cord, as you know, the nerve cord, which is later on converted, like in the case of human being, into the brain and spinal cord. So dorsally, the nerve cord is found, and the nerve cord is hollow, and this nerve cord, the anterior part of the nerve cord in the case of vertebrates, this anterior part is converted, is replaced by the brain, and the posterior one, which is converted into the spinal cord. So this is also very, very important, that the nerve cord is found, and that nerve cord is not solid. It is hollow, have the cavity, and this hollow nerve cord, which is located not on the ventral side, where it is located? Located on the dorsal side. In the non-chordates, it is located ventrally. We will discuss later on in the differentiation of chordates and non-chordates. But in all the chordates, the nerve cord is located on the dorsal surface of the body, on the back of the body dorsally, and it is not solid, it is hollow. The third one, that is post-anal tail. The anal tail is found on the posterior of the body. In so many chordates, in so many even the vertebrates, the vertebral tail is found. So the post-anal tail is found in some of the cases, like in the human being, the tail, the coccyx, the tail, the vertebrae is to be there, but the tail is disappeared. But in the majority of the mammals, the tail, the post-anal tail is found. Now, all the chordates, they are having the most, not all, In most of the chordates, they are having the paired pharyngeal gill slits. In the majority of, you can say, the chordates, the pharynx is perforated, having so many perforation, the pores are to be there, and where gill slits, the pharynx having the gill slits, this perforation having the gill slits, and as you know, the gill slits, they are helpful in the process of respiration. So in all the, you can say, the lower chordates, the chordates are further divided into the lower chordate and higher chordate. The lower chordates, it consists of urochordata, cephalochordata, I will explain later on. And in the aquatic vertebrates, the pharyngeal or the gill slits are found, and the gill slits are helpful in the process of respiration. As you know, in the case of the fishes, in the fishes, the gills are the respiratory organ, while in the terrestrial one, the lungs are to be there for the process of respiration. But in most of the cases, the paired pharyngeal gill slits are found. So these four features are present in the case of chordates, and all these are the important characteristics of phylum Chordata. Through the diagram, you can see here in this diagram the special characteristics of the chordata have been shown. You can see on the upper side, this is the nerve cord, which is located dorsally. Then the nerve cord, just below to the nerve cord, this one is the notochord. The notochord is also found slightly towards the dorsal surface, and this one is the pharyngeal gill slits. This is the pharynx and having the gill slits. So you can see here in this diagram, these all are the important features of chordata. So it's very, very important. The chordata has so many characteristics. The first one, the presence of notochord, the presence of dorsal hollow nerve cord, post-anal tail, paired pharyngeal gill slits. Apart from all these four characteristics, some other characters are also there. The chordates, as per the symmetry is to be there. They have their body is bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic. As you know, in the case of human also, in other chordates also, we are triploblastic animals. That the body has three germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So all the chordates, they are said to be triploblastic. They are coelomates also. Coeloms, in majority of the chordates, the coeloms are found. So they are coelomates. And as per body organization is concerned, the organ system level of the body organization is found. Means in the human body, you can see, in other chordates also, we are having so many systems: respiratory system, excretory system, transportation system, circulatory system. So all these systems are to be there, and these systems, they are specialized to perform these special functions. That's why the body organization is up to organ system level of organization, and the circulatory system is not open, it is closed, because the blood always flow inside our body in a closed vascular system, in arteries, veins, capillaries, etc. The blood do not directly bath to the body cells and tissues. So the circulatory system is closed type. So all these are the features of phylum Chordata. Now the second one, what are the differences between non-Chordata and Chordata? Non-Chordata means before the phylum Chordata, whatsoever the phylum you have studied, all these phylums before the Chordata, they are said to be what? Non-Chordata, like Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, arthropods, mollusks, echinodermata, even hemichordata. You can say the lower animals, that is non-chordata. So, as per differences are there, chordata and non-chordata, few important characteristics I have taken to differentiate between the chordata and non-chordata. In chordata, notochord is present, while in non-chordata, notochord is absent. In chordates, central nervous system, CNS, the central nervous system is located on the dorsal surface of the body. The CNS is located dorsally, while in non-chordates, the central nervous system, it is located ventrally. The gill slits are present, while gill slits are absent in the case of non-chordata. The heart is located ventrally. In chordata, the heart is located on the ventral side, and in the non-chordate, where the heart is located, if the heart is found, where it is located? On the dorsal surface, not on the ventral surface. And post-anal tail is present in the case of chordata, while post-anal tail is absent in the case of non-chordata. So, all these features you are supposed to write in your notebook. Now, the second heading, classification of phylum Chordata. The Chordata is further divided into these three subphylums, and these are Urochordata, the second one is the Cephalochordata, and the third one is the Vertebrata. So how many phylums or subphylums are to be there of this phylum Chordata? Three subphylums are there: Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and the third one is the Vertebrata. The first one, let us talk about Urochordata. The Urochordata and Cephalochordata, they are the primitive chordates, and both they are collectively called protochordates. Urochordata and Cephalochordata both are also collectively called protochordata because they are the primitive chordates. As far as Urochordata is concerned, what is the main characteristic of Urochordata? In Urochordata, the notochord is found, or you can say the notochord is present in the tail of the larva, not in the adult. It's very, very important. The notochord is present in the case of Urochordata, but notochord is found not in the adult condition. The notochord is present, this rod-shaped structure, that is notochord, is found in the larval stage only, but not in the adult. And that's why they are said to be the Urochordata. They are not advanced chordate, and because of the notochord present, the Urochordata has been placed into this phylum Chordata. But it's very, very important you have to learn that the notochord is not present throughout their life. The notochord is confined. The notochord is present in the larval stage only, not in the adult stage. When the larva is changed into the adult, the notochord is disappeared. But in the adult condition, the notochord is absent. The These two examples I have written here, Ascidia, Salpa and Doliolum. These three animals are kept into this phylum, subphylum, that is Urochordata. The Urochordata is also known as Tunicata. Another name is there of the Urochordata, that is Tunicata. Actually, in the members of Urochordata, in these animals, the body is protected by one more additional layer, and that is called tunica layer, which is made up of a substance that is called tunicin. And because of the outer protective tunica layer, the animals, they are also said to be tunicata. Urochordata are tunicata. So tunicata, because of the presence of that layer, tunica layer, which is made up of tunicin, but not given in your NCERT book. The second one is the Cephalochordata. Cephalochordata, the notochord extends the entire length of the body. As I told you, in the case of Urochordata, the notochord present in the tail of the larva, not in the adult. One more thing, as I forget to explain, that as I told you, in the case of Urochordata, the notochord is present in the larval stage only, not in the adult stage. But in larval stage also, the notochord is confined, is present in their tail only, not in the whole body. Suppose this is the larva of the notochord. This is the larva of the notochord, and this is the tail region, tail of the larva. So the notochord is present here in this tail only, not in the whole body. This is the whole body, that is called larva. So I have written here, notochord present in tail of the larva, not in adult. Adult, the notochord is absent, present in the larval stage, and in larval stage also it is confined, it is present in the tail region only, not in the whole body of the larva. But in the Cephalochordata, the notochord extends the entire length of the body. The notochord is present in the larval stage as well as in the adult stage, and the notochord is not confined into a certain part of the body. It is present, it is extended in the entire length of the body. Suppose this is the body of the cephalochordate. The notochord is present in whole the body, whether it is larva or the adult, but the notochord is present, it is extended in the entire length of their body, and also it persists throughout their life. It persists means it lasts. It is not present in the certain duration of their lifetime. It starts from the birth and it is remain in their body till the animal is going to be died. So it is persists throughout their life cycle. In all their life cycle, whether it is larval stage, adult stage, it persists throughout their lifetime and it is not going to be disappeared. So what is the difference in between the Urochordata and Cephalochordata? In Urochordata, the notochord is found into the tail of the larvae, in the tail of the larval stage you can say, while in Cephalochordata, the notochord is present, it is extended in the entire length of their body. And also in cephalocardata, it persists throughout their lifetime. But here in urocardata, as you have seen, the notochord do not persist throughout their lifetime. It persists, or it is found into the larval stage only in their tail, not in the adult stage. Now, let us talk the third one, which is very, very important, that is called vertebrata. The vertebrata, in vertebrata, the notochord is present in the embryonic stage only. In vertebrata, for example, in all the fishes, species, amphibians, I will teach you later on the classification of the vertebrata. We are also vertebrates. In all the vertebrata, for example, different classes are to be there: species, amphibians, amphibia, reptiles, avies, which consist of the birds, mammals. So all these classes like reptilia, avies, species, mammals, all these classes are there in this subphylum that is called vertebrata. In all the vertebrates, the notochord is found into the embryonic stage, but later on the notochord is replaced. After the embryo stage into the adult, you can say this notochord, which is present into the embryonic stage, is further. Later on, the notochord is replaced into the vertebral column. It appears in the ring-like structure into the adult one, and these are called vertebrae. In your body also, in the backbone, that is, it has so many vertebrae are to be there, and these vertebrae are originated from this nerve cord. So in our body, in other vertebrates, the notochord is seen, the notochord is present in the embryonic stage, but later on the notochord is replaced into the vertebral column. So it's very, very important that our vertebral column, the bone, the cartilages, these structures are originated especially from the notochord. In the embryonic stage, we don't have the vertebral column. It looks just a rod-like structure. You can say that is notochord, but the notochord is replaced finally into the vertebral column. Especially the anterior part of the vertebral column, or you can say the notochord, it forms the cranium, the skull, and the posterior part, it forms the spinal cord. So the brain, spinal cord, these parts, it originate from this, the notochord is, as I told you, the notochord is replaced into the vertebral column, and especially the anterior one, it forms the cranium, and that's why the vertebrata, they are also known as craniata, because of the presence of the cranium. Other features are also there about the vertebrata. The members of the vertebrata, the vascular system is closed. The respiration takes place by gills, like in the aquatic organisms, in the aquatic animals like fishes, they respire by the gills. While the majority of the terrestrial animals, they are having the lungs for the process of respiration, like in the human beings, the respiratory organs are lungs. The same like the heart is located Ventrally, your heart is located. I have written here the heart in all the chordates. The heart is located ventrally. The heart may be 2-chambered or 3-chambered or 4-chambered. So it depends upon the animals which are included into the different classes. So that's all about the classification of phylum, Chordata, and all these 3 subphylums. As I have discussed, these 3 subphylums, they have been classified on the basis of the notochord especially. Once again, you can see here in Urochordata, the notochord is found into the larval stage in their tail only. The notochord is present into the tail of the larva, not in whole body, not into the adult condition. In Cephalochordata, the notochord is extended in the whole body into the entire length of the body, and the notochord persists throughout their life cycle, whether it is larval stage or the adult stage. While in the case of vertebrata, the notochord is replaced into the vertebral column, into the vertebrae, and especially the anterior one, the anterior part of the notochord, it forms the cranium. As you know, in class 10th I have already taught to you the cranium. It forms the cranium in which the bone is located, and the lower part, it forms the vertebral column in which the spinal cord is located. And because of the presence of the cranium, the vertebrata is also known as craniata. So that's all about these 3: Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Tomorrow we will discuss about the classification of the Vertebrata, that how many classes are to be there and what are their characteristics. So that's all for today. Tomorrow I will teach you the next topic, that is the classification of the subphylum Vertebrata, and we will also talk about the different classes. So thanks everyone.